Everyone, welcome for a new top of in gaming, and this time I will do the top 16 tracks in Mario Kart 64. So I'm going to count down all 16 of them. And now, without further ado, let's go. Number 16, Kali Mary Desert. Well, in all honesty, this track looks nice. It looks peaceful. It actually looks quite good for a desert level. So why is this then on last place? Well, let me explain. There's just one thing that really takes it all away, and that is that stupid train which more often than not get in your way during a race. And actually, when it is in your disadvantage, for example, when you're in second place and the first one is a little bit ahead, well, the first one can catch it by just outrunning the train, and when you the rest have to wait, because you have to wait every time the train comes by, then it can happen that the first player already is off in China, and you will be still in second, but you have no chance at all anymore to win off the Grand Prix. Why is the train actually even on the track? How can you race? What has standing still to do with racing? Nothing at all. So I'm sure people is going to be upset about that, but yeah, I think that is not the right way to go. Number 15, Luigi Raceway. Well, Luigi Raceway, actually it is quite simple to describe this track. This track is plain and boring, and there's not much happening. Actually, there's nothing happening at all, except for this tunnel then. But yeah, and nothing more is to say, so my work here is already done. Number 14, Frappe Snowland, if I pronounce that right. Well, this track, at least for me, is way too hard. Well, actually not too hard, but yeah, this race is annoying with all the snowmen which go in your way and are actually really hard to avoid. And yeah, that is not the only thing. The track is also really slippery. And yeah, the traction of this kart in this game is not that great, considering this is actually an older game, so makes it, this track is actually so hard to drive that it is even surprisingly that it is only in the flower curb. It did return for the Nintendo DS though, and on the Nintendo DS this track is actually a little bit easier to play, but the track still isn't that much fun. So I don't know what it is, but yeah, this track, despite it is being hard, it is also not really that fun. Number 13, Mario Raceway. Well, if you see my Mario Kart top 8 top of my Mario Kart 8 top 48, then you all know I'm not really much that fan of circuit tracks. So yeah, it is actually not surprising this track is that low on the list. Actually, this track isn't that bad, but it's just another track where nothing is happening. Well, at least there are more corners, so at least it is more enjoyable than the Luigi Raceway. But yeah, again, not much is happening on this track. Number 12, Moo Moo Farm. Well, actually, Moo Moo Farm is not really that bad, cause yeah, at least is sometimes something by avoiding the moles and go on the bridges at the end. But yeah, this track is a little bit too short. Well, actually, it is way too short, cause the track, yeah, actually basically is just an oval. Yeah, which means actually nice turning right, although there's a little turn at the left at the very beginning, but yeah. If this wasn't an oval, maybe this track would be even better and higher up the list. Number 11, Royal Raceway. Well, let's be honest. This track might be not having that great of much of graphics than the track has in Mario Kart 8, but for some reason this original track is actually way better. Okay, there's another circuit track, so that might be the reason why this only is that low on the list. But this track is actually quite enjoyable. And also the jump is actually harder than it is in Mario Kart 8. So you really have to do something more. And you can, of course, in this game, go to the castle and go exploring. Well, actually, I don't know if you can go. Yeah, you can go to the castle and you can do some exploring. So yeah, this track, well, actually those are also, but yeah, it's really more fun than the track is in Mario Kart 8. Number 10, Sherbet Lands. And I like this track actually way more than I do than Frap and Snowlands. Of course there's another ice track and there's another slippery track. But this track looks way cooler with actually really driving on ice, because you can really see you're driving on ice. And also with the fact that you have to avoid pingings. That can be sometimes very hard. But yeah, this track really feels more like the correct snow track than Frap and Snowland does. It really feels more enjoyable. It is not the best track in the world, but at least it is enjoyable. And even the Wii remake actually looks quite similar, but also there it is actually really enjoyable to play. So I can call this, well, this in the top 10 of course, and I can call this a good track. Number 9, Bowser Castle. Well, this might come as a shock as it is only that low, but yeah, this game has so many great tracks. So yeah, it is really challenging, so that's only the reason why Bowser Castle is that low. But because this track is not that bad either, because this track is really challenging, and also with the tombs at the beginning you have to catch your timing right to avoid those storms who can get in your way, and also the lava which is coming out of the at the end of the castle. But yeah, this is not my favorite Bowser Castle out of there, but actually the most Bowser Castles are fun, and yeah, this one is too. Number 8, Koopa Troopa Beach. Well, from all the tracks who made a return on Mario Kart 7, this is actually the only good Nintendo 64 track who made a return. This track, yeah, for some reason I love beach tracks, and this one is no exception. It also looks really peaceful, and the track really looks very nice. Okay, there might be not too much going on, but the track is really fun to play. And it is really a challenge to get the shortcut right, because if you're doing it right, you can get a very good shortcut which can save you a lot of time. Number 7, DK's Jungle Parkway. Well, actually this shows off how good the Special Cup is, because already on 7, and this is only the first track which I picked from the Special Cup. And in this track really is great. I love it on the Nintendo 64, and I even love it on the Wii. For some reason this track is really challenging, but it is one of the tracks which I really like out there. Okay, the track is of course really challenging because the shafts are really sharp, so you really have to make your turning right. And also the bridge and some things are just really small and tiny. But that does not take away that you really have the feeling you're driving in a toy jungle. And let's just be honest, this track really is much greater than DK Jungle. Jungle is from the Nintendo 3DS. This track is so much better. Number 6. Wario Stadium. This track is way better than Exotic Arena. I still don't get the fact why Nintendo didn't use this track instead of the Exotic Arena, because Exotic Arena might be the reason that we need to forget this track, but that hasn't quite worked. This track really is quite a motocross track, like Exotic Arena is. But only this track is not just an oval. You really have to drive to places, and if you're doing right, you can even make many shortcuts out of there. Actually, I think everyone who played this track already tried to use shortcuts, making this track really great. Okay, it might be very the track might be look very similar to out of the layout, but yeah, it does not feel bad. It actually feels great. Also, when you're actually going to a site, you also, with those really Wario stickers, it really gives you a really great. It really feels very nice. This track might be not look the most special out of there, but it really feels special to drive on it, so that's why it is number 6 on the list. Number 5. Rainbow Road. Welcome at the longest track out of there. And you might be thinking, wasn't Nintendo 64 Rainbow Road ahead of the Nintendo 64 Yoshi Valley and the Nintendo 64 Toadstone Turnpike on the Mario Kart 8 Top 48? Well, that is true, but yeah, those are remakes, and this one are the originals. And when it comes to the original, I don't think the Nintendo 64 Rainbow Road is greater than the Toadstone Park of Yoshi Valley. Because yeah, the big difference are you have cartways throughout the whole ways. And the shade shops are basically in the track, which actually is quite weird, but I think Nintendo had to do that back in the day because of the graphics. Because yeah, we were not that far ahead with the graphics back in that day. But yeah, this and if it comes to which one actually Nintendo 64 Rainbow Road is better, I actually don't know quite yet. Because they both actually feel really great, so. But yeah, number 5 on the list isn't too bad, is it? Number 4. Banshee Boardwalk. And again, some people will be very upset. Because there are people who think this is the worst track which ever did exist. But I actually really like it. I like this challenging. It gives you, it is in the dark, so it is kind of a different track. It's not just like all of the other tracks. It really takes the normal feeling away. And there are cartways on some parts, but of course there are not all cartways at every single place. I don't think that feels good. Also, the bats are sometimes can really get in your way, but yeah, still that track doesn't make that track bad again. Because shit, I really like this track. And also it's returned on the DS, and also there I really like it. It is For me personally, it is one of my favorite tracks. Okay, there's only 4 in this top 16, but it is still a really great track, and also the first 3 are really great. So yeah, let's go on to them. Number 3, Choco Mountain, and for some reason I love this track. I don't know why, cause I'm even not the greatest fan of chocolate. I like chocolate, but I can easily also live a week without chocolate. However, this track really is just great. It has a Kart wheel on the time trial in the 50cc here, like you can see. I don't know why it is, cause when you play it on the 100cc here, and 150cc, the Kart wheel isn't there. And that makes the attack even greater, cause when you fall off, you have to do that track all over again. This is also a track which I did claim a return on Nintendo DS, and I also liked it there. So yeah, I really love the track, and not only the track is lovely, also that music. For some reason, I really love the music. It is very happy. Yeah? Let's just listen for music for a while. Well, I hope that was all enough listening for you. Number 2, Toad's Turnpike. Oh, this track really is so much better than the remake is. The remake isn't bad either, but this, the original track, it doesn't have wheels on the side of the track which you can avoid all of the traffic. The traffic here goes a little bit faster. The track is tinier, so yeah. This track really is more of a challenge than actually the Mario Kart 8 is. Actually the track in Mario Kart 8 isn't really a challenge anymore. But this track, yeah, if you do mess up, if you make only the smallest mistake, you will get up ending up into a car. And that is really not what seems to happen. And actually Nintendo did a great job to also keeping this fair. Because if you messed up, it is always be your or crash into a car. It is also always be your own fault. Unlike Mew for Highway, where it is sometimes impossible to avoid the cars. So yeah, this track really is great, and just for a challenge it does have it all. Oh wait, there's actually one track which is even better. Of course, Toad's Turnpike is a classic, and the same can be said for Yoshi's Valley. This track is without any doubt the best track in the Nintendo 64 series. This track is the best challenging out of there. Just like also this track came back in Mario Kart 8, but also this track in the original form is really more challenging, considering it is also smaller, and you also have porcupines which are actually missing in the remake. So if you do mess up, you will fall down way down, not just down but way down, and you have to wait till you fall down all the way before Rakichi saves you. So like on Toad's Turnpike, if you mess up you have to start over again. And this track also gets keeping greater when you don't know which place you're in. You will waste on it, and then you just don't know which position you are in. Actually that's kind of weird, because on the track layout you can basically see which place you're in, but yeah, then again still you don't know which place you really are in. And if you're playing smart, you can really do this advantage, because unlike in the Mario Kart 8 version, this version has some kind of routes which really saves that much of time. So a very great track. Without any doubt, the winner of the Mario Kart 64 series. And for now I hope you enjoy my list. I think the next kind of short list will be out over 2 weeks. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully till then.